Welcome. I feel like I should be saying lights, camera, action because our resident actor in this pod, Perry, just came back from his shoot. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, okay, so I went to, thanks by the way, throw me in the deep head, mate, cheers. So I was on a Samsung shoot for the last couple days, and I got to play as a 70s or 60s, 70s dad. That's why they were like, you can keep the moustache and all that. They were like, you can keep the watch on. They put me in this like flannel shirt, gigantic trousers, and it was freaking awesome, man. Like, I just love doing it. It's so much fun. You've got to get onto it as well, man. You just said you've got to get into your improv.
Yeah, man. I saw the clip from you. I'm like, this guy, you posted it on LinkedIn, so I had to look. I'm like, this guy's just living the life. This is awesome. So, obviously on this pod, we talk about ads, we talk about like capturing attention, but you're on the other side of creating content to capture that attention, and for such a big brand as well. So I found that super duper interesting. And the reason why I brought that up is because the stuff I want to talk to you about today is this trend that I'm only seeing increasing. And I don't want to kind of bury the lead here, but I will tell you more about this after we roll the clip.
Okay, so
brilliant. Okay,
before you jump in, right? I just want to preface, right, that as you just said as well, right, that, and this is for everyone who's listening, right? Rafe said, I'm living my best life. Now, this is to you, Rafe, right? And this is to calling out to everyone, right? Go and smell the roses once in a while. Go and contact an agency if you want to do TV work. These are things I just want to say to everyone. Go get some photos done. Go get some an agent, and understand that you'll hear more no's than you'll hear yeses, right? Because they're looking for particular people. So just wanted to preface that. If anyone ever wants to do it and learn the movie magic on the other side, it's the funnest thing in the world. Anyway, Rafe, crack on. Sorry, stolen.
Brilliant. No, I love it. Thank you for the advice. I need to take that off a little bit too close to home, but I'll make sure I do that. Okay, bro. Question. What do these three people have in common? MKHB, Ryan Trahan, Pokimane.
No idea.
Okay. They're all content creators. And they're all content creators that have either launched or partnered with massive brands to create amazing sales. So I'm going to go, have you heard of Ridge Wallet?
Yeah, I know Ridge Wallet. Yeah.
Why do you know Ridge Wallet?
Because, do you know what? I know Ridge Wallet because of word of mouth.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
I just remember someone just recommended, have you checked out this wallet I'm guessing they may have seen it online. They may have seen it on TikTok. And actually, he's someone that I know that watches TikTok a lot, and that might prove it then.
Well, actually, Ridge Wallet's biggest push has always been on YouTube and sponsoring every single YouTube channel, right? And the reason why I'm bringing these three people up is because the trend that I'm seeing that is only increasing is that attention is like the new currency. And if you have that attention, you can then use it for anything. And brands are getting wise to this. So Ridge Wallet has been around for ages. They make like millions and millions and millions, like tens of millions of dollars per year already. But they really wanted to work with the best tech YouTuber in the world. Marcus Brownlee, that's his name, and that's his brand. I think I'm saying right. MKHB. I think that's what his thing is called. But it's Marcus Brownlee.
I trust you.
And yeah, dude, he's amazing. He's amazing. And it all started with a Twitter exchange from the Ridge Wallet founder. And he was just like, hey, we're looking for an influencer partner with, on the off chance, Marcus, if you're interested, let us know. But if not, audience, let us know. And then Marcus saw that and then tweeted them back. And they're like, hey, let's talk. And so what this amazing, massively successful brand, tens of millions a year, have partnered with this YouTuber and given him massive equity, massive upside, a significant chunk of this brand. But what this has allowed this brand to do is become more than a brand. It's given that brand a face. It's now given that brand staying power, and all the millions of subscribers. I think Marcus has like 14 million, no, way more than that, like 18 million or something like that subscribers. He's been around for ages. That brand is now associated with Marcus's brand. And that is way more powerful than what Ridge was ever able to accomplish on their own. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is that obviously we're talking about advertising. We're always talking about, trying to get, high click through, high conversion rates, so like really being able to build brands with marketing, with advertising. But I'm just seeing this as a trend. And I know that we've briefly spoken about building our personal brands. I guess this is a way of doing that. But have you seen something similar in this space? Like, what are your thoughts on this trend? And do you see a counter narrative maybe?
No, yeah. So like, first of all, I think it's funny you say counter narrative. So first of all, yes, I have seen, I can't put exactly on, but I can say that I have seen these bigger brands grabbing maybe not just one, but two or three, high profile individuals, and they're becoming the faces of the brands. And I think it actually may have stemmed from, YouTubers like KSI and all that doing the Prime, where it's kind of like they are the secondary of it. Now, the caveat, in my opinion, is that in certain aspects, this can be also like putting all your eggs in one basket. And the reason why is that, let's say that something bad happens with that YouTuber as an individual, or that person who does something nefarious or idiotic, which then can tank your stock prices or your business. For instance, I believe that there was a whole issue with Budweiser, and they had someone that they used, and then they said something controversial. I can't remember exactly, but their stocks dropped because of this one individual, right? And so you have now given too much power to one person who's not actually even part of the company.
Well, see, that's the nuance. I'm glad you brought this up. These brands are now equal partners with those YouTubers. If they're not, that's where, well, maybe not equal. They have like equity like 20%, 30%, like maybe not 50-50. I don't know the terms of the deal, but they have financial interest in making the company grow. And that's the trend that I'm seeing. So you know how I mentioned Ryan Trahan? He said he launched his candy company called Joyride, but actually Joyride existed for 3 years or so before he even came along. And then they contacted one another and they made a deal that all their existing products that are in all these like 7-Elevens, all these different Targets and stuff, they're going to stop literally every single product they already sell. They're a profitable company, by the way. And they're only going to launch candies from this guy, Ryan Trahan. So now they only have 4 SKUs, from 30 to 4, and it's only his.
Yeah.
Like equal partners in that, which is insane.
You've just caused my brain to go into two pathways. So one of them is that is kind of following the Mr. Beast trend of like, Mr. Beast created his own chocolate, and so everyone wants to have their own branding. But then this has been going on for a long time, actually, because if we might remove YouTuber and put in sports person, right? You now have it's exactly the same thing. You have brands that are basically using what's hot right now as the representation. So it's quite interesting to think actually that YouTubers are now the new sports people. Yeah.
The only difference is that the YouTuber has access and control over the megaphone of their own brand, as opposed to a sports person who doesn't. And that's why it's even more crazy for someone who can build an audience to then obviously get monetized by your own audience. But now you have a monetization vehicle through this brand where none of the operations are dealt with. You just continue to be the megaphone, but you mention your brand from time to time and you like push it and you're on the ads and so on. You're already used to being in front of things because you're a YouTuber that's successful. And so it's like, it's such a perfect I don't think I've seen a marriage like this so perfect between like commerce and like products and, marketing. I just think like it's only going to get more and more prominent moving forward.
It's kind of like when, do you remember the times when YouTube it literally was just YouTube, right? You just, you put your stuff on content, and then all of a sudden people started to say, well, then I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but then I believe what happened is that YouTube turned on ads, right? So then there was ad revenue coming in, and so you get these commercials that look like real commercials, and then it progressed into not just commercials on it, but then people going, oh, this video is sponsored by blah blah blah, and so you have the 30-second segment to a minute segment where someone's now doing that, and now we're progressing to the next stage of literally they are the brand, the face of the brand, and now they're going to be like, hey, by the way, if you haven't tried my brand new chocolate or my brand new, sneakers, Interesting. What's the next step? It's got my brain thinking of what's gonna go after that.
Mm. And I think like to really bring this home for listeners who are marketers, like okay, that's a nice trend. Like I don't want to be a content creator. Like what does this matter to me? I think it's important to remember like right now the creator economy is like 125 billion. It's 2024. By 2030, it's going to be close to 500 billion.
Yeah,
and so
wild.
Brands are looking in this direction and people are choosing to buy from people they recognize, right? Like as an authority or as an influencer or whoever has an audience on these platforms.
Just the
and so
human psychology. You buy from people that you trust. You get stuff from
people buy from people, not from companies, right? And so if I was a marketer, I would think of, okay, if I have a product, could I partner with someone and give them a sizable cut, but then now they're incentivized to continue pushing my brand? I take care of one of the most expensive, usually 30% of the acquisition, like of the profit, like any sale is going through just to advertising. But I get rid of that altogether because I partnered with someone who has so much organic reach that I can spend all that additional stuff, a percent, like half of that, even the whole 30% I was going to give to Google, I just give to this person instead. So I'm actually net neutral, but now have way more awareness and I can push my brand way faster. I mean, it seems like something that more brands are starting to clue onto and starting to create connections with people that actually have this like relationship with their audience and can actually drive sales. And we see that with TikTok Shop and the rise of affiliate marketing in this new age. It just seems like if you're not using this as a leverage within your business, you're sitting on the sidelines and you're really missing out on this wave.
And okay, so let's break that down, right? If you were a brand right now, what would be the signals that you would be looking for in a content creator that you like? Let's say you're a toothpaste company, right? Let's say you're like High Smile, right? You make a number of different products and you're killing it, but you want to have someone come in to basically become the face of that. So initially my brain would be thinking, well, you want someone with good teeth, right? So like,
obviously,
but like what would be then the kind of signals or things that you would recommend any businesses should be looking for a creator? And then maybe we look at the other side of how do you choose a good company?
Yeah, fair. No, good questions. I think for High Smile, it's a pretty you've chosen like a very unique and difficult company to respond to because their social media game is so strong. They're probably one of the few brands that don't need to do that, right? They already have so much organic reach because they have a very strong social media lever. Probably don't need a face for something like that. But let's just use any other brand. Like let's say you have like a gym equipment brand. Let's just use that as an example, and then we can do different categories. This is all assuming you don't have a way of cheaply getting your product known to your audience. That's it. If you already have a way of doing that in a way that's converting, that's self-perpetuating, like High Smile, it's like this purple thing. It's like the visual is so great. And if you have that thing sticking out of your mouth, you look cool. And now it's like an in-trend thing. That you're good. Just continue sailing. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to people that have a brand. They're selling, perhaps through Shopify, maybe through a marketplace like Amazon, but they don't have this mega push that perpetuates. They're spending a significant portion of their profit of every sale towards advertising of some kind, right? That's what I'm talking to. So let's say I have a gym brand. It would make sense for me to spend a very like 30-40% of my time looking at what gym YouTubers would be a good fit for my brand that espouse my brand's values. And the reason for that is because if I can talk to that person, get in front of them and cut a deal that makes sense for them, that makes sense for me and makes sense for the customer, now I have basically free advertising for my products and I can reinvest everything else and push way, way more. My through rate is going to be way faster. And so if I were you and I'm in the gym brand, I would just go through YouTube and find, okay, this guy looks really interesting. This Brody fella looks really funny, or this so on and so forth. They have millions of followers. Let's contact them. Let's see if we can get in front of them. Jump, like maybe fly over to them, send them all your product suite. Jump on a call with them. Be like, hey, I love your stuff. I've been following for X, Y, and Z. I think what you represent is boom, 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 boom. Let me know if that's a fit, because that's exactly what it is we do, and we want to create a partnership similar to what, and you can name drop, right? Ryan Trahan has done, Mr. Beast has done, Marcus Brownlee has done. Now you're giving them an example of what this would look like, and they all want to do something like that, right? That's how you get your foot in the door. And I think it would just make the most business sense to do something like that.
Yeah, okay. I think the opposite side of that as well is like just because this is a trend, it's definitely something that people need to take time with finding a right match for you.
Because you're not just finding an influencer, you're finding a business partner who has influence.
Exactly. And that in itself can come with a myriad of ups and downs, and just find someone, I'm probably telling people how to run their business right now, but find someone who is going to bring benefit but also elevate your business in what ways as well, because I've seen so many influencers out there and I've heard horror stories of people that have not done this level of commitment with a company, but they're doing videos for them and they have no interest. They barely do anything. They don't care, or they say something flippant. And that's another thing is, how is this individual in all of their videos? It's something you probably need to make sure that they're not saying anything inflammatory, which is then going to, it's going to bite you in the ass, because it's on the internet. It's there forever now. Congratulations. So you got to be very careful the type of people you have with you, but it could be a game changer.
Well, let me say it this way. If you spend a year to find this one individual who would 10x your business, would that be a time well spent?
100%. A year's worth. And people think, they want to find it now. But the fact is, people like myself and Rafe, we've probably had so many failures of working with people, and it's just, you jump the gun and start working with people, and then you're like, oh shit, that was bad idea. Like, taking your time with people and building a relationship and building a business, that's the way you need to look at it. It's not just a business opportunity, it's building a relationship with them. So we're going into business talk now as well.
We are. I mean, okay, one last thing, just for like some real world life examples, so you see the impact on this just on a random brand. So I knew someone who launched a kitchen brand on Amazon, just brand new, right? And they partnered with an influencer on YouTube who was doing like household kitchen content. They launched their product in conjunction with this YouTuber. And within the day of the video going out, their product and SKUs were selling 5 units every minute for a 72-hour period. 5 units every single minute for a 72-hour period until they're completely sold out of everything. And that was a brand new listing, a brand new product, and a brand new brand that was launched. So just to do the math, there's 60 minutes in an hour, right? So that's 5 times 60. I'm just doing the math here. That's 300 units in an hour. Times that by 24. Now, my math isn't great, but we're looking at what? 6,000 units?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then we times give or take a few hundred here, and then we times that by 3. We're looking at 18,000 units in a 72-hour period because of this audience for a brand new product that's launched.
Freaking mad.
Now, this one story has the upside and the downside, because they didn't choose that creator well enough to know all the things that surrounded them. And unfortunately, the deal went haywire because the creator wasn't properly incentivized. They didn't have proper ownership, and it just became a whole other thing. And so it started off great, has a sad ending. And so that story represents two things. The creator has that much power to be able to drive eyeballs and traffic of people if they've created that relationship with their audience, which YouTubers will. And then secondly, to your point, Perry, you're saying that, hey, you need to make sure you're careful with who you choose and really, get on the same page. And that's important as well. So yeah, just wanted to mention that.
I love that, because that's a big short-term win that they got there. Like, there's a big short-term win. But like you said, if they had done maybe a bit of due diligence, or given that guy a better relationship and better terms, then that relationship could still be going on right now. Which
That's right.
is another level altogether. So, mate, I think that closes off this episode. Unless you've got anything else you want to talk about on this.
The only action item for anyone listening is that the goal is to be able to harness attention. And if you can buy your way there, cool. If you can give equity to get your way there, cool. Whatever it takes, we want to make sure, instead of giving those ad dollars to Facebook or Google, we want to be able to have that traffic source in-house so that we could be way more profitable and move way faster. And getting a strategic brand partner who has influence, a business partner, could be the way to do that.
That's a really good point, actually. That's a very good point. Is that, look, as someone who throws ads up all the time. I forget that I am giving money to Facebook. I'm legitimately just giving money to Facebook, and they take their cut, and if you go down this route, you are actually more likely benefiting individuals. And do you know what? That sits better with me.
Yeah. And it helps your brand too, dude. Yeah. Like, imagine if you run ads after you've been working with an influencer who's been creating content. Think about the conversion rate then. Yeah. Like, it's just, I mean, that'll be another episode, but that's a whole extra 20-30 minute piece, man, on its own. Yes,
yeah
100%.
All right, well guys, thank you so much for listening in. This is Pero and Rafe, and been an interesting one, mate. Cheers. See you guys soon.